unleashing your inner movie executive producer. Let me ask you a question. Who has the last word on the movie set? That's right, the executive producer. Everything they say defeats anything the actor, the editor, even the director say of what they want to do. Did you know that you have a powerful executive director that manages all the movies that run in your mind? That's right, you do. And if you didn't know, generally the reason that we feel really lousy at times is not because of the several incidents you have throughout your day. It's when the executive producer in your head finally declares, you know what, that was a bad day. And guess what? Everything is all downhill from there. Have you ever had an opinion about your opinions, or a feeling about your feelings, or a thought about a thought, or even an opinion about a thought or a feeling? Sounds crazy, I know. But the truth is that as human beings, we can create layers upon layers of feelings, thoughts, and opinions, just like a Russian doll. You see, like the Russian dolls, you put one in the other, and the other, and the other? Let me explain. Have you ever been embarrassed about something? Then did you ever feel bad because you thought, why is this little petty thing bothering me so much? What is interesting is that all of a sudden when you begin thinking that, you forget about the embarrassment, and the feel bad about the embarrassment feeling takes over. That's your executive producer taking over. The primary feeling was embarrassment, then the secondary feeling, how you felt about your embarrassment, took priority. The one thing that we've got to realize from this is this. This gives us incredible power, because whatever the next layer is, whatever that overshadowing or a bigger layer is, it always takes over the first. Therefore, no matter how bad you feel, if you can have your executive producer, your we call it self-evaluation or your self-assessment, if we can have that executive producer see your actions, thoughts, feelings, etc. in a positive or more empowering light, you can completely overshadow any of the petty feelings that you originally felt and that are getting in your way. And you can change how you feel in an instant. I mean, think about it. We do it all the time. For example, have you ever loved the challenge of overcoming a fear in your life? Or have you ever been excited by the thrill of getting scared out of your wits at a horror movie? Or have you loved the feeling of being in love? That's all your executive producer at work. You know, I used to have a fear of sharing my faith. Of course, what this did was keep me from fulfilling my purpose and helping more people find, to become Christians. Now I ask myself how I felt about the fact that I have a fear of sharing my faith. And I felt ashamed. I felt like a chicken, like I'm weak, or I felt like a failure. So now I have two very strong feelings. The fear of sharing my faith and the shame of being afraid. But guess what? The shame, failure, weak chicken feeling generally overshadows the first feeling. Overshadows them both. So then I ask myself, what is a more positive feeling I can have toward my fear of sharing my faith? I mean, I could feel, man, this is an opportunity, meaning it's a challenge in my life. Great. Thank you, God, for exposing it. Now I can overcome it. And I love overcoming challenges. So I can see it as an opportunity. Or maybe I can have acceptance for it. You know, my fear doesn't mean I'm weak. It just means that I feel fear. I am not my feelings. And I can do whatever I can. Let me work on overcoming my feeling of fear. Or I can have appreciation for it. You know, I'm glad I have a fear of sharing my faith because it shows how much I concern myself with how other people think and feel because I care about people. And I'm going to work on not being so, caring about them so much that I'm willing to be rejected for it. See, all of a sudden, the positive feelings began to overshadow the fear, and guess what? I don't have a problem sharing my faith anymore. And it became an exciting opportunity to overcome a challenge in my life to the glory of God. So now we're going to try an exercise to unleash your inner movie executive producer. The goal, of course, is to consistently ask ourselves how we feel about how we feel, and then we'll give it a positive spin and be able to rise above every problem in our life. So let's get started. Again, think about a negative. Oh, this is different, though. I want you to think about a negative emotion that you consistently battle throughout the day. You know, one that continuously you feel throughout the day. Okay, you got it? And how intense is that feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Or how intense do you feel it? Ask yourself, how do you feel, or what do you think about the fact that you feel this way? How do you feel, or what do you think about the fact that you feel this thing throughout the day? And if you have a negative feeling about it, like you found out, yeah, I don't like the fact that I feel this, I want you to take a minute and try to find a more positive feeling you can have about the situation. Like we talked about, maybe acceptance. Hey, this is just a feeling I feel. I'm not my feelings. Or maybe appreciation. Hey, I'm grateful I feel this way, and you could fill in the blanks. How about as an opportunity? Wow, this is great. I can learn from this. Maybe God's trying to teach me something. How about gratitude? Hey, even though I'm going through this, other people are going through worse things. And I want you to take on this new feeling, this overshadowing feeling, and just take it as high of an intensity as you possibly can. Now I want you to ask yourself, how do you feel about that previous negative emotion on a scale of 1 to 10? Feels less, doesn't it? Yeah, isn't that amazing? That your executive producer, how he feels, generally overshadows from whatever original feelings you felt. And if you can keep that executive producer as a positive, thinking positive. I always call it between the judge and the coach. The judge will just make you feel bad. The coach builds you up. If you can continuously be that coach for yourself, and no matter what you do, you have that coach there to help you build you up, I guarantee you will always see every situation in a positive light, and you'll be able to overcome any challenges that come through your way spiritually.